Welcome to the video, everybody. My name is Corey, and what I'll be sharing with you all today is an invention slash discovery that I have worked diligently on over time. Uh, right now, I'm going to read to you a quick summary, a few brainstorm points that I felt that I needed to clarify real quick. And yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I want to elaborate and clarify that I am 100% responsible for having created slash discovered all information dispersed throughout this video. All art shown is copyrighted. This invention slash discovery you are about to be shown for the first time in your life ties into many factors of ancient history, math, and science. My general overall motive and purpose, my general overall motive and life purpose is to leave behind knowledge slash truth that will give all new generations solutions to adversity and help the entire species of humanity if possible. And that's basically, what I have written down here. And, I really don't have anything else really to add on to that. With that said, I'll just go ahead and get straight into the video. I don't want to waste any of you all's time. I hope that you learned something. That's all I have to say. Enjoy the video. Invention slash discovery that I've been talking about, that I've been waiting to show y'all. Basically right now I got a white piece of paper here on the bottom to keep the bottom half concealed so that I can have y'all's focal point be up here at the top. I'm just going to explain everything up here at the top. Well, first off, I'm going to start off by saying, me, myself, I'm basically going through my whole process of discovering what I discovered, how I ended up with the discovery that I discovered. Just basically that way you can see organically, my thought process and see that it didn't come from anywhere else. It can't be found on the internet, but I just want to display and show, that this all comes, directly from me and show y'all the mindset. But first off, I guess I'll say that, numbers 0 through 9, I just meditated on the fact that everything around us is built off of angles, and angles are constructed of, what humans have created and we perceive as numbers. Angles make up everything, and they define everything. For instance, this has this paper here slash board that I have hanging here has 490-degree angles, 490-degree angles. If it was not a perfect 90-degree angle, the paper would be offset. It wouldn't even, carry out correctly. It needs 180-degree lines perpendicularly, to each other in adjacent corners in order for it to even be the piece of paper that it is. Because if you made one angle wrong, it'll make it, just that much offset. Now I'm saying that because, that goes for every little thing in life. The angles, I'm an artist, I draw. So I have to, everything is angles, lines, distance, relative positioning. So whenever you are drawing something or constructing anything, building anything, your angles are, really important. So, basically I'm just saying that because I'm just showing y'all through my mindset how I see, and I already I had a preconceived notion that numbers make up everything, that we, see as reality. So what I chose to do from that point, I realized also, I meditated on the fact that there's a beginning and an end to everything. The beginning of the numbers is the number 0. The end of the numbers is the number 9. Because there's only really those numbers, 0 through 9, and everything else is just a repetition to build. Like you can have multiple digit numbers like 111, for instance, but at the same time, that's just, it's the letter 1 in repetition. It's not, I said letter, number 1 in repetition. Yeah, it's the number 1 in repetition, man. It's basically everything is, and it really goes deeper than just going to 0 through 9. Everything really is a carry of 0 and 1. You either got something or nothing, and everything is basically multiples of 1. Every, solid, what's the best word? Every solitary, thing, element, or whatever you want to call it, in Earth, you can have more than one of something. For instance, these blocks or squares that I have here, you know, you have one, or you could say one. You have one block, you know, two blocks, you know, and they're the same thing, but you really just have 0 and 1, which is the binary code is what I'm getting at. Everything is a carrier. You know, you got something or you have nothing. And when you have something, you can have it either as one singular, that one element in singularity, or repetition. But what I'm getting at here, you know, I had to say all of that in order to say this, and you know, get into. This is basically a brief introduction. I don't know how long this video will be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be broken up into parts. I do know it's going to be long. Now, when I very first constructed this, the first thought that I had, you know, when I was constructing this pyramid structure was, you know, a double helix. When I first created this first block, when I just brought up the binary code, you start off with this 1, the 0/1, first one. Let me get into the language a little bit, as far as, you know, just a little bit briefly, as far as why I started with 0, because that's very important. I can't look over that. We're going to get into all of the math all together as a whole, but at the same time, I have to cover this first. I started off with the 0, the O, you know, because as they built language, you know, etymology is something that people really have to study, and how language is just built as a whole, and all languages at that. But ancient languages, when they very first started, you know, constructing languages, the letters, the way that they were shaped, had to do with how your mouth is shaped when you speak, you know, the vowels, consonants, and all of that type of stuff. The letter 0 or O, you know, we know sometimes people say O, you know, instead of 0. Your mouth is open. So I said, you know, just like we know a lot of things as far as the media and the elite hiding different things, you know, through, you know, language and words meaning different things, spell casting, as they say, things like that. I said to myself and questioned to myself, what if the numbers that we're using might be, you know, being used in an incorrect way? I mean, really, when you think about it, we are. The 0 and the 1 that I just brought up, the binary code, is the masculine and the feminine. It's the, you know, woman and the male, you know, negative and positive. Nothing is something, you know, whole and, you know, stick, you know. So and it generates all of the other numbers. So at the end of the day, I said to myself, everything starts, we all come from a woman, you know, woman, oh, you know, so we come from a woman, and I put 0, you know, right there, and I proceeded on with 1 and the rest of the numbers. So that's just, you know, letting y'all know why you have to start with 0. Now this ties into something called vortex-based mathematics, and this basically, you know, that in their stuff they have no 0 incorporated. So it's very important what I'm showing y'all, because I'm the first person to incorporate a 0 in mine and show y'all, you know, how it functions with everything. Because just briefly touching on the 0 and why, you know, because a lot of people will say the 0 is not a number, and I can comprehend why people will say that. I can, you know, fully comprehend that. But 0 is a number, and the reason why I say that is because it's evident in the fact that you have 360 degrees perceived in the circle. So you have the 0 on the end of 360 degrees. If it was another shape enclosed, you know, 720 degrees, however much, 540. At the end of the day, if you don't have that 0 at the end of that, you know, 360 degrees, you got 36 degrees. That's not a circle, is it? You can't make a circle with 36 degrees. That's just an angle. So you have to have that 0 in order to have the whole. Like I just said, it's a whole. It creates the whole. It is the whole. Nothing is the whole. It's hard for me to, you know. But anyway, proceeding on from that point, you know, I basically went ahead and constructed all of the numbers 0 through 9. Now, what I want y'all to understand and think about, I know y'all have heard the saying probably about the alpha, and I am the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end. That saying. Well, look, you have the 0 at the beginning and you have the 9 at the end. Didn't I say that the 0 would be feminine and 1 would be, masculine. But here we have 0 at the beginning and 9 at the end. Both of those are feminine energies, so that's something that a lot of people don't even think about, or haven't ever, I know I didn't think about it. The fact that 0 is, feminine and 9 is feminine, that's the end. But alpha and omega usually have to do with, men usually. So that's what I'm saying, everything in this society has been, let me briefly say that everything in this society has been about taking the credit from the woman and just making it all about man. But that's not even what this video is about, so I just have to let that be known though. But 0 through 9 is constructed right here as a pyramid, a stepped pyramid. Double helix stepped pyramid was the first thing that I thought of when I created this. And when I did that, I basically realized if you look back 3 videos ago when I very first created this, without the whole artistic structure of the squares and everything, I just had the numbers 0 through 9 in this tent/pyramid or triangulated structure. I basically realized, that 0, everything across from each other, was adding up to be 9. And when I realized that, it made me realize something from back in the day that I had saw on Nikola Tesla. And basically what it was a 100% same thing going on as far as the number 9. I said it made me dwell on something that I saw from 2016. It was a video on YouTube on Nikola Tesla and a diagram that I thought that he created. I thought that Nikola Tesla was responsible for creating this diagram showing the relevance of 3, 6, and 9. So because Nikola Tesla has a very famous quote called, but it goes, if only you knew the magnificence of the 3, the 6, and the 9, you would have the key to the universe. So with me, remembering that, I basically realized that mine was doing the same exact thing as his. So it made me wonder